Hello everyone, happy Thursday. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you guys are new here, my name is Amanda and I'm a 24-year-old married cash budgeter that lives in Texas. So today we are going to be doing the last cash stuffing for the month of May. To give you guys some quick insight about me if you are new here, my full-time job is Etsy, YouTube, as well as my Ko-fi shop. So other than that, the other income that I do budget with is my husband's full-time income. He does work at a grocery store warehouse here in our city. And that is how we make our money. So if you guys are ever interested in the amounts that I'm stuffing, kind of the breakdown and what all of that looks like, you can check out any of my budget with me's. We do go into detail there and you guys can kind of hear more about where exactly this money is coming from and all those good details. So we are stuffing a total of $403 today. 11 of those dollars is already set aside in the baby binder. So we are just counting the remainder of what we have. So in cash, we have 100, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300, 310, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 91, and 92. So we have $392 here, which is correct because again, I did take out 11, which if I had that with the cash tray, that would be $403. As always, we will be starting with my wallet. I did get this from TikTok shop as a Christmas gift, but I do have a similar one from Amazon, linked down below if you guys are interested in that. I actually have coins to unstuff today, which has been such a long time since we have done that. So I'm gonna just pour all of these in here super quickly. I found some of these also just loose in our bedroom, so I was like, oh my god, I totally need to take those. So now we have a lot of coins in our little jar. I do transfer those into a cookie jar that I have. It's a ghost Mickey, but I also have like a penny challenge that I fill out as I transfer the money over. But anyway, let's go ahead and take out my actual cash envelopes. So these little mini ones I did get from Planning Rissa, and I have some trash in my wallet. So we are just stuffing 3, or actually just 2 of these. So gas is going to be getting $15. So that is just a 10 and a 5. I do like to trifold my money just because it's easier to get it in and out of these envelopes quickly. So that is why I do that. We are going to be skipping food and we are stuffing $10 into fun. And this is a perfect one to spend because it's written on. As always, I do have the foster kitties in here, so just ignore them if you hear that. They're actually under the desk right now. I need to move them because there are wires. So lastly, for my wallet, we are going to be taking out $20 to give my husband. This is kind of, we'll take this one because it's ripped. We just kind of use this as like his little allowance, if you will. And he can use this for gas, for food, or whatever it is that he wants. So I will give that to him as soon as I'm done filming this video. So I can just pack up my wallet and put all of this away. So after that, we can go ahead and move into my first binder here, and we are going to be stuffing some money into gas buffer. So we did recently go to Dallas for a horror convention and completely zeroed out this envelope. So I'm going to be adding $2 into that just to kind of slowly build up another cushion in here. So there are $2 in there. And the next thing we are stuffing in this binder is going to be preventions, which is back here. So before we left on our trip, we did buy everybody new bags of food. Well, actually, I think we just bought Wanda and the big cats. Okapi is currently on kitten food, but she has more than enough. Although that wasn't in the actual envelopes, of course, they still needed it, so we made sure to just buy that before we left. So we are adding $13 into preventions. It is a little bit lower than it was before because we did buy her May preventative already. So that was an expense that we actually made today. So her new balance in here is going to be 100, 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and $118. So next month is when we will have to get her heart rhythm test renewed and have her annual vet exam to restart her prescription. That is going to be it for this binder, so we can go ahead and pack this one away and move into my sinking funds. I really want to redo all of my envelopes, but I don't even know what I want to switch them to, and what I have right now is working, so there's no need to switch them. I just like to make changes often because it just keeps me motivated and enticed, I guess. So in this binder, we are going to be stuffing $5 into Christmas. I am using a roll and save challenge for this that we do in my budget with me, if you're curious about that. So now in Christmas, we have 100, 120, 25, 30, 1, 2, and 33. So $133 in here. I do again save towards Christmas on Fridays, but it is going to be a little bit slower before we can actually start stuffing that money in here on Thursdays. So next we're going to a Disney trip and we're going to add $10 in here. So this is a savings challenge from Budgeting on a Budget, and it is a road to 1K savings. We are slowly chipping away at this, and today we're going to add $10, which is going to be on this first card. So this one is 1 through 10, and the second one is going to be 15 through 25. So Jennifer did actually provide a 20% off coupon code to her shop for you guys. It'll be in the description of, I think, all of my videos now. So for $10, we're going to do, I think we're just going to do a 9 and a 1, which is going to be the last, oh, no. Yeah, this is the last $9 space that we have. So that's pretty exciting. We have a 9 and then we have a 1 right here for $10. So let's quickly add that into this envelope. I do have placeholders in here, and these represent the money that we have on gift cards, which are held right here in my Disney pin envelope. So now towards our 1,000 goal, we have $300, $400, $410, $15, and $416. So I like to buy gift cards in increments of 100, and then using DisneyGiftCard.com, I will transfer them all onto one of the 2 cards that we have. We like to take 2 gift cards with us. That way Jordan can have one on him and I can have one on myself. That way if we get separated in the parks, we each have a way to pay. That is actually going to be all that we are stuffing in this binder, which is kind of sad. We didn't stuff anything into travel today because we did actually fully fund it last week. So we don't really need to worry about that too much now. So going into my baby binder, we will be adding $11 in here. So I do like to set that aside before I film so that I can choose the nice $1 bills. I did get this beautiful insert from Cassie over at I am Cassie J Budgets and Vlogs. She sent one over with my first and last name, so I opted for the last name to put in the baby binder because it just makes the most sense. And we have 11 singles here. We are going to go to our little bookmark, and this is where we're going to be starting. Medical gets $2, everything else gets $1, and I just keep going until we are out of money. The reason the paperclip is here is because last week we only had enough to add 1, so that's why I'm going to add 1 more to make it 2. And now we can continue dispersing our cash. So let me know down below what your favorite cash envelope videos are to watch. I honestly love savings challenge videos, and you could not get me off of those. But recently, I've just been really digging the traditional cash stuffings like this. And they're just something about them. I don't know if it's almost nostalgia or what it is, but I just really, really enjoy normal cash stuffings and seeing what kind of categories everybody has. I'm kind of a nosy person, so I'm really interested to see what other people budget for and kind of what expenses they have in their lives. So the last dollar will be going into college fund, which means our paperclip is going to go on parties, and we will start there next time. Before we completely continue, we do need to scratch another space on our challenge from Jenna Budgets US. So I like to use otter themed scratch off challenges to figure out how much we will be stuffing. This is just a way for me to make it fun and support other small businesses. This challenge will save us $90, and each number ranges 7 through 13, which is perfect because I have 12 envelopes in this binder, and as you guys can see, I disperse about $1 per envelope every time, with the exception of medical. We got $11 last time. We're going to go ahead and go right here, and I do just partially scratch, and we got a 9. So this means that next week we're going to stuff $9 together, and in my budget with me, I'll take the rest of that sticker off just so that I know we have already stuffed that amount. So that is going to be it for baby binder. We are not currently pregnant, nor are we trying to get pregnant. This is just us saving for the kids we know we want in the near future. So next we will be moving into my personal and business expense binder. So a lot of the love is actually going to be going in here. So I did release new dashboards. This is one of the 2, and you'll see the other one in my annuals binder. I love them. I think they're so beautiful and colorful. The first things we are going to stuff in here are my clothes and my husband's clothes, which is right here. So each of us are just going to get $2. I know that that is not the most amount of money ever, and I know that I should probably put more in this section. But for my husband and I, with the lower income that we do budget with, this is just what works for us. And to me, every dollar counts. So for my husband's clothes, he now has $5, $6, and $7. Honestly, since I'm adding $2 into mine, we should have the same amount. A lot of our categories, I do like to keep even, like our clothing and birthday funds. And then if his birthday, it's obviously before mine, but like the closer we get to it, I'll stuff more in his than I will my birthday. So now I also have $7 in clothing. I don't think we're going to need too much when we go to Disney, but just in case we do have like pieces of our outfit that we want to purchase, we have some money in here to do that. So next we will go all the way to my business expenses, and first we're going to stuff Happy Mail. This is going to get $5. It is currently empty because I bought some global stamps, so I did pull that money out. Next we have HP Instant Ink, and we're adding $10 in here, so we now have 10, 20, and 30. This actually fully funds me for the new plan that I want to switch over to. So that is perfect because that means I can make that purchase tomorrow. I just have to do it with Jordan because I just trust him more with setting up stuff like that. So after my ink, we have memberships, and this is going to get $7. So I have this in business expenses, but it's really a personal expense. It just fit better here because I wanted a colorful envelope for it. So in here we now have $5, $10, $11, $12, $13, and $14. I stuff $7 every week. These are Ko-fi shops that I am a member of. So what I like to do now that I'm budgeting for it monthly in my actual videos and not just like through my bank online, when I reach the $28, which covers all of my membership fees for the month, I'll just deposit this and pay myself back versus pulling it out every time something pulls. So hopefully that makes sense. That's how I am doing that. P.O. Box is going to get $18. So let's go ahead and add this. I did put that I need $100, but really it is $94. But of course there are sales tax, I want to say, with that purchase. I don't remember. It's been almost 6 months now since I've opened up my newest P.O. Box. I know with the HP subscription, there is sales tax applied to that, so I just assumed P.O. Box would be the same. So I'm budgeting for around $100. In here, we now have 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 66, 7, 8, 9, 70, and $71. So we are very, very close to what we need in there, which is perfect. So there is P.O. Box. And then lastly, in this binder, we have taxes, and we will be stuffing $201 in here. So like this says, it is just Etsy taxes, and that is because YouTube and Ko-fi get deposited into the bank account I have my high yield savings with. So this is kind of that in-between phase that lets me get it from one bank to the other, and then I use the cash that I'm pulling to condense other envelopes. So we are adding 201, so there is the $200 and one. These are prop bills. This is what we already have in the bank for Etsy taxes, which is $2,350. But I like to just count what we have in hard cash. So I didn't deposit the $100 that we had last week, so I'll be taking a little bit more money to the bank this week. So for Etsy taxes in cash, we have 100, 200, 300, 350, 70, 90, 410, 405. Sorry, 410, 415, 420, 21, 2, 3, and 4. $424. I'm going to count that one more time really quick because I don't really trust myself. $424 with $23.50 in the bank currently. So that is what we have for Etsy taxes. I will pull that cash and replace it with prop bills before depositing it, but sometime after I am done filming. So there is that one good to go. Actually, I might just do it in my monthly closeout and just have all that be in one video. But every other week, I will pull it out before we sit down to film the next video. So next we will be going into my annuals binder, which again, I do have my second new dashboard in here, and it's this beautiful peach one. I'm just like obsessed with fruit recently, and I just love it. And I'm trying to decorate this binder a little bit more because it's not really my favorite one. I feel like it's super plain. And it's also the most scuffed up one, which is, I don't know, I feel like kind of shocking. So the first thing we're stuffing in here is budget planner, and we're going to be adding $3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So now in here we have 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and $60. I do need, I think I want to say it was like 86. Honestly, I think 80 might have been rounded up, but I need about $80 before July comes around to buy my budget planner. Next, we are going to be stuffing car registration, and we're going to be adding $6 into this one. So we have a 5 and 6. So now car registration has 100, 105, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 110. The $100 that is already in here fully funds us for Jordan's car registration, which is due in August. And then we are trying to build up another 100 for mine, which is due in December. Today we are going to be finally stuffing donations, which I'm super excited about. So this is for the angel tree, which is why I have a Christmas savings challenge in here. We are going to be adding $12 into this envelope, and we can color in a couple of the icons, but let's just get that money out first. So we have 10, 11, and 12. So this one just has denominations divisible by 5. So we're just going to be able to do a $10 space, and once we get $3 more in here, we can color in a 5. So I actually have this dark green that I quite literally never use. So hopefully it's not like dried out. Well, actually, I don't even know if, yeah, I guess I'll just use the dark green. So we're just going to do one $10 tree. This is a challenge available on my Etsy shop if you guys are interested. I do have quite a few other like coloring challenges if that's just your preferred type of item, and I think they're so cute and I love like coloring them. It's just really fun. So there is $12 into donations. And then lastly in here, we're going to stuff $1 into Father's Day. So I did deplete a lot of this money because at the Horror Fest, we did actually buy my dad's Father's Day gift there. So we met Shawnee Smith from the Saw movies. She does play Amanda. And a really funny story behind that, just super quick, like side trip. We got a poster autographed by her for my dad, and she had put a quote that my sister said when we walked up to the table. My sister was like, the Saw movies was literally the franchise of our family. So she wrote that quote and put my sister's name, and then she put Happy Father's Day Ramito, which is my dad's name. And then she autographed her name and put AKA Amanda, which is my name. And what's funny is my brother is a junior. So since she wrote my dad's name on the poster, all three of our names ended up on there, like without even trying. And it was just literally the funniest thing ever. She was also super kind and super sweet. And we had just paid for a photo and an autograph, but she actually took my phone and made a video for my dad. But we're not sharing it online because we don't want him to see it early. So anyway, in here now we have $1, $2, $3, $4, and $5. Honestly, I'll probably just insert the clip on screen or something really quickly because he doesn't watch my YouTube videos anyway.
What's up, Dad?
Hi, Dad.
Romero?
Yes.
Happy Father's Day. You raised some great kids. Thanks for being a fan.
And that is actually going to be it for this annuals binder. So we can go ahead and put her away and then pull out my savings challenges. Okay, so now we can get saving with this bulky binder. I don't know why she's so big. I don't know if it's just because like all the zipper envelopes in here. So let's see. First, we are going to be stuffing Disney icons, and that is going to get $20 today. I keep putting my Sharpies away, forgetting that I need them. But let's get a 20 colored in and added into this. I did actually have a customer order this savings challenge with rounded corners, and you guys, it was so beautiful. I'm wondering if I want to just send out my Disney icons like that, or if I just list it as an option for you guys to select. So we're going to be adding $20 into my Disney icons challenge. So now we have 100, 120, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 7, 8, and 69. So $169 in our Disney icons. Do keep in mind, if you missed last week, that I did pull half of this completed challenge to fully fund travel. So whenever we finish, we're not going to have the full 439 that you're supposed to save with this. We will have half of that. So that will be it for this one. Then we're actually stuffing Budget Roundup. So if you guys are curious as to how we play this, definitely check out my Budget With Me. This is another challenge available over on my Etsy shop. And we are adding $12 in here. So we have a 10 and then we need 2 ones. So now for Budget Roundup, we have 20, 30, 35, 36, and $37. And I think we're literally just 3 cards in, which is insane because we're also only on round 1. And there's 3 rounds of Budget Roundup if you want to play all 3. So that'll save me a good chunk of money, again, considering we're just 3 cards in. So that is going to be the last thing for this binder, and the rest of the money will be going into my long-term savings challenge for the year of 2025. So with that, I am using this challenge, which was a digital download of 16 different ones from Savvy Budget Babe. There are cats scratching at the door, I'm sorry. So we are going to be adding $18 into this challenge. We have 10, 15, 16, 17, and $18. All of these bills are literally perfectly like brand new. Well, they look a little dingy, but trust me, they feel really well. So we're just going to add this money into the bag. The amount of bills you see in this bag fluctuates because I use this to condense other envelopes. So sometimes it'll be filled with a bunch of $1 bills, and other times, like right now, it has a lot of larger bills. So ignore that. Regardless, the amount is the same. So we are going to cross off this entire row, and that means next week we just have to finish this last one and this card is done. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spaces. Normally I would roll a die to figure out how many spaces we're doing, but this week I just added up the amount and decided to do this last row. So that is going to be it for my long-term challenge. And with that, you guys, that is actually a wrap for today's cash stuffing. I really hope you all enjoyed watching. Please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up if you have not already. Subscribe and comment down below. Make sure to hit that little bell so you get notified every time I upload. I did already pick the giveaway winner for my 100 envelope bow challenge, so check out my community tab if you're interested to see who won. If you are the winner, you should have already been tagged, so make sure to check the bell at the top of your app if you are using YouTube on your phone. And when you go to mentions, you'll be able to see if I tagged you or not. But if you don't have anything there and you're just curious to see who won, definitely check out my community tab. Again, that is all that I have for you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for a Freebie Friday.